Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Miss Crochet and Coffee here. And tonight, and I say tonight because of course I'm recording this in the evening of Tuesday, maybe? Yeah, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. So it's Tuesday. Y'all don't really care what the date is. It's Tuesday. And so I'm recording this and then I'm going to put it up tomorrow afternoon instead of tomorrow morning because there's a video already going up tomorrow. It's kind of ranty. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. That store sucks. Anyways, hopefully you guys are having a great day. As you can see, I haven't done much work on my diamond painting. Life happens, and I have one of those. So I got asked to do another tester pattern, so I've been working on that. And yeah, just kids, and it's been a weird day. It's been a very weird day. So I figured I'd come on and talk to you guys for a little bit and chitter chatter and flap my gums and tell you about what my day was like today and how the rest of the week has been going. So, how are you doing? That's awesome. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but you can't sweat the small stuff, folks. All right, so at this point you're like, okay, she knows I'm talking to her. This is creepy. Yeah, I know a lot of you actually talk to me when I do these things and you're like, you never hear what I'm saying. It's like you aren't even listening. I can't hear you, folks. But you can feel free to talk back to me all you want to. If I answered back to you, I don't tell you about that. That means you're a little bit crazier than I am. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Anyways, so yeah, it's been a weird day. Mostly because, okay, I'm going to tell you how my day started. One, my day started off awful. Like, just awful. Now, with being a creator here on YouTube, there comes certain responsibilities. And I take my responsibilities to my subscribers and everything very seriously. And, in this community, I've made lots of friends. Like, lots of friends. And then, of course, there's those coat tailors that, want to be your friend so that they can mention every time they get a chance that they have a channel so they can grow their channel off your channel. We're not going to get into that tonight. We're going to try not to get into that tonight, but you guys know how that goes sometimes. Anyways, so this morning I woke up and I got a text message from PayPal. Now, my PayPal account is my email address. And I do get a lot of people that ask me, they want to donate to the channel, but they don't want to do it through Super Chat because they've heard that, YouTube takes out their portion. And I don't have a problem with YouTube taking out their portion. I'm using their platform to bring content to you guys, so I don't have a problem with it. But there are some times where people are like, how can I donate to your channel without essentially having to send you something or having to, have YouTube take it? And I tell them, send stuff through my PayPal. Well, apparently my PayPal attempted to get hacked. Now, my dad works for the government, so I'm all about security. I got all the security. So I get a text message this morning from PayPal stating that there was a transaction trying to be made on my account for $120. Now, I'm asleep, okay? It's like 5 in the morning. I'm asleep. Mr. Coffee literally just woke me up to kiss me goodbye because he was on his way out to work. And so I'm like, unless he spent $120 on his way to work, which I highly doubt, no. So, I have the authorization things on there, so I have to go through the process of, declining that I wasn't trying to make this, and somebody in Russia is going to be very sad that they didn't get whatever game they were trying to get. But, I declined that, and then, I had a message from one of my creator friends, and, they were telling me about something, and I was just like, it's like, it's like 6 in the morning at this point. I'm like, whatever is going on will still be going on at freaking 11 o'clock. Like, why? For the love of all that is holy, why? Now, usually, because I'm usually asleep, those messages will just sit there until I wake up. And I could have chose not to look at the phone. And I keep telling myself to stop looking at that freaking phone in the morning, but I can't help it. It's my routine. I get up, I look at my phone as I get dressed, and then I get dressed, and then I look at the phone again, because I didn't finish looking at the phone when I was getting dressed, but I get dressed faster than I can look at all the messages and stuff that I got. And so I was just like, whatever, it is what it is. So I continue to go on about my day, and I get up to go to the bathroom, And I'm looking through, you know, I have comments on my video that went up. You guys saw that I got Sea Breeze Trail from Diamond Art Club. Isn't it gorgeous? Oh my God, it's so gorgeous. If I could just snap my fingers and have all these diamond paintings completed, like, is there like a such thing as a crafting Thanos? For those of you who don't know who Thanos is, Avengers, the bad guy in Avengers, whatever it's called now. Avengers Infinity War, I think is what it was called. Thanos was the guy with the glove, and he snapped his finger, and like all those people died. Yeah, it was sad. Anyways, if I could be like a crafting Thanos and snap my finger, and all my diamond paintings were completed and framed and hung up on the wall, that'd be wonderful. But that kind of take the fun out of it, I guess. So you know, gotta do one by one. Either way. So yeah, so I go to the bathroom and I go lay back down in bed because at this point it is, you know, 6:30, 7 o'clock. It's raining, which if you are new to my channel, hey, I miss coffee. And if you're new to my channel, you don't know too much about my kids unless you've been watching my previous videos. I have 3 beautiful little kids. I'm going to say little kids because none of them are babies anymore. Good gravy. I'll explain that here in a few minutes. Okay, but every time I go to shoot this video, I lose my tweezers. How? Like, oh, they're behind the thing. So, I'm sitting there, and I'm in bed, and I get a notification on Instagram, and somebody reposted one of my pictures, and they tagged me in it. And I'm like, what in the holy shamanana is going on? Because, one, if you're going to, let me teach you guys a little bit about Instagram etiquette. If you're going to repost somebody else's pictures, the proper thing to do is ask that person's permission before you go off and share their picture. Whether it be a picture of something they've done. Yes, I'm multi-talented. I can use both hands. Was that ambidextrous? Anyways. But unless you're, you know, sharing unless it's like a meme or something, usually the proper protocol is to ask the person's permission. You don't just go take somebody's picture and frickin' repost it. So I'm sitting there minding my own business, laying in bed, checking my messages, and why am I doing this with my left hand? I don't know, people. These things happen. I don't know. Let's just go with it, okay? Anyways, so I'm laying in bed checking my messages, and I get, and this page liked my photo yesterday and commented on it, and I just knew they were gonna pull something because I get this all the time. It's not, that's my computer. Sorry, I'm not sorry. Life happens. I get this all the time where somebody, like a promotional page will like one of my pictures, and then like they'll ask me, but they usually ask, can they use the picture? And I tell them no. Depending on what the picture is. Like if it's a picture of the dogs, yeah, sure, use the dogs. They don't care about privacy. They, you know, if you want to come steal the dog, come steal the dog. You know, it is what it is. There might be a few creators that might be upset if you stole the dogs, but you know, I'm cool with it. Go ahead and take them. So I'm like, who would repost my picture? Like, what picture did they repost? Now, if it's a picture of somebody's children, you just don't do that. That's a big no-no. I haven't had that done yet, but I'm pretty sure at some point somebody will feel froggy. But this page, and I think it's Pixie Production Promotions, decided that they were going to take my picture and post it on their page. And they tagged me in it, and they were like, you know, for more beautiful content like this, check out this creator's page. Now, I'm a do-it-yourselfer. I started my channel by myself. I didn't have any help. I did everything on my own. You know, the whole, like, I earned all my shout-outs. I didn't buy, you know, shout-outs. I didn't buy people gifts just so I can get shout-outs. I didn't send people stuff just to get shout-outs. And that's part of the reason why I don't send out a whole lot of stuff to, you know, my creator friends, because I don't want them to sit there and think, oh, well, she's only doing that to, like, buy shout-outs. I'm not about buying shout-outs. If somebody wants to shout my name out in the video, they can shout my name out in the video. If they don't, it doesn't bother me one bit. I can advertise myself. I've been doing pretty good up to this point, because I just seen earlier this evening that I hit 3,900. Yay! Yeah! 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 Alright, enough of that. So, I'm sitting there, and I'm like, why are they promoting my page? Like, I don't get it. Like, now, if it was like another company, like Cotart has used one of my videos to promote Cotart. All right, cool. And they tagged me in it, and I was perfectly fine with it. If Crafty Mint would like to use, my unboxings or anything to promote their business, all right, cool. If any of the other companies that I've used would like to use my pictures and, tag me in it, that's fine. If it's a picture that I've done for that company, I don't mind if they use it. But if it's just a random page, nothing really going on with it, just a random page where they claim that they're promoting, and they literally have less than 500 people on that page, so I'm not sure who they're promoting to. But that chapped my ass a little bit, because I'm like, who is you? One, you didn't ask, you just took my image, and then went, oh, go check out her channel. No. And the reason why I like doing things myself is because I've always said that I don't ever want somebody to come back on my channel and go, she wouldn't be successful without me. I did this, and she wouldn't be where she's at without me. There's not a person on this planet that can say that my channel grew because of them. Well, maybe gone off my meds. Maybe Stitcherista. But other than that, there's not a whole lot of people that I'm just joking. But seriously, like, I've done everything on my own. I've advertised my own videos. I make all my own videos. I don't ask for help from anybody else. I don't do collaborations for that reason. Some people see it as selfish and greedy. I see it as being independent. I want to do this on my own. This is the first time I've done something this big on my own. And I like the feeling and the accomplishment I get from doing it on my own. And if later on down the road I feel froggy and want to do a collaboration with one of my creator friends, then so be it. Right now, I'm not interested. So when this person shared my picture, I was just like, no. And it's early in the morning, and I'm just going to give you the heads up right now. If you ever message me or anything early in the morning, you're going to get Leisha. You're not going to get Miss Coffee. Miss Coffee doesn't show her face until about 11 o'clock. Leisha, on the other hand, she is straight up just disrespectful. She does not care, especially Morning Leisha. Morning Leisha is a savage, okay? Morning Leisha has not had her coffee. She still has drool on her face, and Morning Leisha is not a people person. So when I get up in the morning, the last thing I want to see is somebody sharing one of Miss Crocheting Coffee's images and then being like, oh yeah, I put it on her page. No, you did not. So I went over to said page. I messaged them on Facebook and Instagram and let them know that I did not approve of them taking my picture. I would like for them to take my picture down and to have no further contact with me. I didn't say it that nicely. I didn't curse. Like I told Stitcherista, I was proud of myself. I didn't curse. But, the person was just kind of like, what do you mean? Blah, blah, blah. Now, a few months ago, there was a chick going around begging people for canvases. I believe her name was Emma. And she was begging people for canvases. She has a channel here on YouTube. I have no clue what it is, nor do I care. If you put it in my comment section, I will block you from my page. But she went around and she's doing whatever she's doing all wrong. She's not asking people's permission for stuff. She's just taking stuff because she feels obligated to do so. So when I told her that you can't just take people's images, she was like, well, you need to read the rules of Instagram. To which Rachel Ray, God bless her, she's so sweet. Rachel Ray sent me a copy of, Instagram etiquette. And the three rules you have to follow when you want, when you're on Instagram, especially if you want to repost somebody's stuff. And rule number 2, because I don't remember what rule number 1 and 3 were. Rule number 2 says, ask for that creator's permission. And I'm like, she didn't ask. She didn't even hint towards the fact that she was going to use it. She just straight up stole it. And of all the images, it's an image I did for Diamond Art Club for their advertising. Now, usually when these companies do this, what they do is they take an image off somebody's page and they will sit there and try to portray it as their image because they're usually like a dropship company. So they usually have they sell like the generic diamond paintings, and they'll scour face or Instagram for pictures of diamond paintings, and then they'll steal them and put them on their page to make people think, oh, that those images came from their page, so that they then will go purchase them. To which I had to shut her whole operation down real quick. Like she met Alicia this morning. So Alicia, with drool on her face, hair is a mess, messy hair, don't care, straight up told her about herself. because this is now the second time I've had a run in with this chick. I don't know who she is. I don't care who she is. And she's starting drama with me at 7 in the morning. Not happening. Miss Coffee is not a good night. Miss Coffee doesn't even exist at 7 in the morning. Miss Coffee doesn't even realize there's a 7 in the a.m. So I told her all about herself. And call me mean, call me whatever you want. I don't give a crap. I get called worse probably. But I was just like, yeah, no, you need to take that image down, boo-boo, because that's mine. And nobody told you could use that. And you're not about to sit here and steal my stuff and think it's okay. To which she had, of course, no clue. She's like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? I'm like, oh, that's right. Hi, I am Miss Coffee. I did not approve you to use my images. I did not approve you to go on my page and steal my image. Nor did Diamond Art Club or the artist, Manny Manzano, approve you to have said images. So if you don't take those images down, I will make sure to contact them to let them know that the image was stolen and that you had stolen it and refused to take it down and blah, blah, blah. I also reported the image because when you report it, it automatically takes it off the site anyways. And I always forget about that. So, like, this is before I reported it. And she was just, like, you know, getting really mean and nasty with me because how dare I contact her and tell her that I won't let her promote my channel or my page. I'm like, you can't really promote someone's page when they have more followers than you. And that's not me bragging. I'm not a braggy person. Believe me. Oh, poop on a bucket. That was the wrong color. If I wanted to brag, I would just brag. Oh, that was the right color, wasn't it? No, that's the right. That was the wrong one. But if I wanted to brag, I'd brag. Okay, I have lots to brag about, but I'm not a braggy person. Like that's not my style. I'm one of those people that I let my success brag for me. I don't brag. So yeah, I'm that arrogant. Anyways, so she was upset because I wouldn't let her promote my page, and I'm like, one, you didn't ask. Two, you just think that I'm just going to let you take my image, and just because you said nice things about me, I'm going to let you use it. No, ma'am. No, thank you. No, I don't want any parts of you. I'm like, I remember what you did last time. Don't think I don't know who you are. And she, like, flew off the handle at me, and, you know, blah, 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 blah. So I flew off the handle at her, and more blah, 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 blah. Needless to say, she reported me to Facebook and Instagram for bullying. And then she reposted, or had one of her friends repost my picture up on their site. I don't even know who this guy is. But she had some guy repost my picture and put that I was a scammer. And I was like, please explain to me how I'm scamming you or anyone else. One, I'm not selling you anything. Like if I was selling you delicious treats or something and you got them and they weren't so delicious, I could understand. But I'm not selling you anything. I'm like, I am not a scammer. I'm like, I actually did that picture as a promotion for another company, and your little friend decided to steal it. So please explain to me how I'm a scammer. To which I didn't get a response, obviously. I reported that image and it was taken down. And, yeah. So that was the start of my morning. All of this before 8 a.m. All of this before I've had my morning coffee. It is pouring out. It's pouring down raining outside. My kids are still asleep. I'm sitting there like, I could have been asleep this whole time with my mouth wide open, drool coming out and everything, and these people got to start this crap with me. Y'all know y'all can start crap with me at 11 o'clock, right? Like, 11 o'clock is like the perfect time to start crap with me because Miss Coffee's around. She's a little bit nicer. She's not as gangsta. She ain't gonna be as savage. Like, Miss Coffee has a level head. Leisha don't got a level head. So just know, if you want to start drama with Miss Coffee, please start it between the hours of 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. Because 12 p.m. is like when I cut off my office hours. So yeah, so if you would like to start drama, the email address is down below. Please feel free to leave your email. I mean, to be completely honest with you, the only reason I never said who that was that sent me that nasty email, well, it wasn't even really a nasty email. That's, I guess, what they called telling somebody off, but really it was just kind of hilarious. But the only reason why I didn't tell anybody, which I told a few people who it was, but the only reason I didn't really tell you guys who that person was, because that person got me in my office hours. They got Miss Coffee. They didn't get Leisha, because if they would have got Leisha, they would have got cussed up and down, left and right, side and side. Like, I'm not, I fear no one. So yeah, like, the only reason why I had the respect I do for the person that wrote the email is because they caught me in my office hours. They weren't all like, you know, super early in the morning. So it's just like, I can respect that. I won't tell everybody what your name is. I'll tell a few people. I ain't gonna tell everybody. I did. I told a few people. Anyways, so yeah, so that was all the melodrama this morning. And then I woke up like 3 hours later because I did go back to sleep. And my Alexa usually tells me to get up at 10 o'clock. If I'm not already up, it'll tell me to get up so I can start my day. And then I get up and get the kids breakfast, get the dogs out, come back, all that fun stuff. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, I really want to go back to sleep. The sound of the rain outside was just so freaking relaxing. Like, oh my gosh. It was just, and we have a storm drain right outside our window. So the sound of the rain hitting the storm drain, you guys, it was bliss. My gosh, it was so tranquil and so nice. And I was like, I am going to sleep so hard for the next 2 hours. Well, 2 hours turned into 3 hours. I wake up and there's a Mr. Coffee in the room. And usually I turn into a Kung Fu ninja after Mr. Coffee leaves the house. Because I know mentally in my head that nobody is supposed to be in my room after he leaves. He's the only person I share that room with. And the kids will randomly come in there, but not usually in the mornings. Like, they'll knock on the door and be like, Mom, you gonna wake up sometime today? Other than that, no. Nobody's supposed to be in my room. So I turn into a Kung Fu ninja. And what I mean is, when I hear somebody walking around in my room, when I wake up, fist is balled up, is cocked back, and I'm like, what the oh. So, yeah. So, anytime somebody comes in my room, no matter where they are at in the room, they're almost about to get hit. I always tell them, you almost got your life taken just now. Like, you can't just be coming up in here wide open like that, coming in my room while I'm sleeping and thinking I'm supposed to be, like, okay with this. No. I'm not a peaceful, like, wake up sleeping person. If you come in my room while I'm sleeping, you get Kung Fu Leisha. Anyways. So, Mr. Coffee comes in and he goes, good morning. And I was like, And most women would be like, oh, good morning, honey. How are you? No, not me. I was like, why are you here? I asked him why he was here because Mr. Coffee was supposed to be at work. So I thought. No. I forgot that Mr. Coffee had a dentist appointment this morning. Will you shut up, computer? So Mr. Coffee had a dentist appointment this morning, and I completely forgot about it. And I was like, oh, crap. You had a dentist appointment. I was like, I wasn't supposed to go. I didn't think I was supposed to go with him or anything, but he'll stop by the house sometimes, and he wanted to come by and see if we were all awake. We weren't, but he woke us up. And it was like, you guys gonna get up? I'm like, yeah, we're gonna get up eventually. Because, again, it's raining, so everybody's all, like, chill and, like, relax and whatever. So I get up, and I'm like, why are you here? I love you, but why are you here? And he's like, I had teeth pulled today. I was like, hold up, are you home? And he's like, no, I'm still at work, but I had to go get teeth pulled. And I was like, okay. And he goes, so I'm guessing you haven't walked the dogs yet. And I'm like, no, I haven't gotten up. But I can still hear the rain, and I'm thinking to myself, I ain't fucking going out there. I'm not doing it. No, it's raining. It's not just raining, folks, okay? It's not just raining. I don't curse for any old reason, okay? I do normally, but in my videos I don't. It was raining cats and dogs, okay? It was raining horses and cows, okay? It was raining llamas and turtles, okay? It was raining porcupines and Cheetos. I don't know. But it was raining sideways. And I'm like, I am not taking those dogs outside. I'm not doing it. And Mr. Coffee was like, you want me to do it? One, nobody in the house just offers to walk the dogs. So at first I thought, okay, they drugged him because nobody just offers to walk the dogs. Two, especially not first thing in the morning. And I didn't even know why. I still don't even know why he came home. Like, he completely, like, messed with my head and was like, I'll just walk the dogs. Okay. And it's, it was sweet of him to come home and check on us. And he did go out and walk the dogs. And I was still sitting there half groggy, like, what are you doing? Why are you here? Still, again, I don't know why he came home. But then I forgot that the Midco guy, which is our cable service, was due to come out today to fix our cable because I've been having problems with the internet. Now, I pay almost $200 for internet. Again, things out in North Dakota are super freaking expensive. So I pay like $200 for internet, and where some people might think that's expensive, some people might not think that's expensive. To me, I'm cheap, so that's expensive. And I know you're going, hold, you're not cheap. You buy a lot of Diamond Art Clubs. Don't judge me in my life choices, folks. Let's move on. So I'm like, crap, you know, the Midco guy's supposed to be here, and they call usually 15 minutes before they get here, and so they called to let me know that they were on their way, and I was like, oh crap, the Midco guy. I didn't have a bra on, hair is askew, I didn't care. I'm just sitting there thinking in my head, nappy hair don't care. You gonna see some boobies today. I'm not putting no bra on for you. And I was like, let me go put this bra on real quick. Jeez, I mean, because even though I'm part of the itty bitty activity committee, I can't have my girls just flopping around while the Midco guy's trying to fix my cable. You know what I mean? So I'm sitting there like, okay, I gotta put the girls away. I ain't doing my hair. Okay, he ain't gonna see no bouncing boobies, but I ain't about to sit here and have to do my hair too. Like I gotta put a bra on and do my hair. No, thank you. You choose one. Okay, boobs are going away. So I put the boobs in prison, and I just left my hair under the hair cap. And I was just like, you gonna get my hair the way it is under this cap, and you're gonna like it. I don't give a crap. I'm not married to you. Anyway, so the Midco guy shows up. Luckily, he shows up before my husband gets back with the dogs. Because from what I hear, the Africans that live in my area are not the fondest of dogs. And as you guys know, unless you're new to the channel, which again, hey, I have two big dogs. I have Daisy, who's about 110 pounds. She's a German Shepherd. And then I have Killian Jones, the one that everybody loves. Not that y'all guys don't love Daisy, but Killian Jones is the favorite of the channel. He's kind of like my little mascot. Killian Jones is about, I want to say he's probably like, at this point, he's probably like 75 pounds. But he's a Siberian Husky. And so I'm sitting there going to myself, because even my Schwann's guy will back away from the balcony when he sees the dogs because he's scared of the dogs. I don't know why. Killian Jones would just lick the crap out of your face. Like, he'll lick all the skin off your face. He's not a scary dog. Daisy can be a scary dog because she will bark at people. She won't bite you, but she will bark. And so I'm sitting there and I'm like, you know, I'm glad that he was gone with the dogs, but now I got to get two wet dogs into their crates and lock them up so that, you know, they don't go try to attack the Midco guy. Which, why did I put that away? So I'm looking for letter L. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, all right. And the guy comes in, 666, and he's like, you know, hey, I'm here from Midco. Can you open your door for me? Because we live, again, in a locked building. So nobody can get in and out of here unless you have a key or somebody lets you in. So I'm sitting there like, yeah, but I don't see your truck, because I can see the parking lot from my bedroom window. And I'm like, I don't see your truck outside. And it's pouring down rain, and I'm not going out there. So yeah, unless your truck is in front of my building, I'm not going outside. He's like, I think I'm at the other entrance. Well, I guess you better come around to the correct entrance, huh? So I'm sitting there, and I'm just like, you know, yeah, I'm trying to navigate him in a straight line, and you would think I was teaching him Chinese algebra. Like, he was making it more difficult. Literally, like, we have a main entrance, and then we have what they call the exit, which is where I live. I live at what they call the exit. I don't know why it's called the exit. That's just what they call it. I don't judge them. So I was like, you want to come to the door that they call the exit? And he goes, where's that? I'm like, it's literally right across. Like, it's the door right before you leave out of the complex. Like, it literally is. And so I'm sitting there, and he's like, well, where is it? Where do I find it? Down there. And he's like, can you come outside? No, again, I'm not coming outside. It's raining. Like, no, I'm not doing that. If you call me what you want, I don't give a crap. I'm not going outside if it's raining. I'm not. I don't like to be wet. One reason why I don't like swimming. I hate being wet. Like, no. So I'm sitting there, and I finally get him to come to the house. Like, come to me. Come over here. Like, okay, literally, this is the main entrance, and then this is my door. And then here's the parking lot. He's here. He literally has to do this. He's doing this. He's doing this. He's doing everything but coming to my house. It took me 10 minutes to navigate him in a straight line. Oh, sweet Lord. It was bad. It was bad. And I'm like, all this, and I still haven't had my coffee yet. So while he was trying to navigate himself to my house, I made my coffee, and I was like, I need to have this coffee before this guy gets in here, because this guy sounds like he's dumber than a box of rocks. That's not nice, but it is what it is. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, okay. The guy asked me what's wrong. And I explained to him, I don't know. Now, they were just at my house fixing my internet last week, okay? Something in the wall wasn't right, so they had to fix whatever is in the wall. They fixed all that, and now I'm still having issues. My issue is whenever I try to watch YouTube on one, I can't watch Netflix. It comes up and the voices are all weird and distorted. That's been like that for the longest time. And they told me they couldn't fix it. And I'm like, well, I'm paying almost $200 for internet and cable, so you going to fix it. But I'm sitting there and the guy comes in. He puts little, they wear little booties in your house. Like whenever maintenance guys or whoever comes into your house, they wear booties here. And it's just so they don't get your floor dirty. And I'm sitting there thinking, you see all the dog fur on my floor this morning? You think I give a crap about your wet boots? Like, seriously? Whatever. So the guy comes in and he goes, can you explain to me what's going on? And I explained to him that YouTube, whenever I go to try to watch it on my TV, it will cut my box off. And for those of you who live in the U.S. and know what TiVo is one of like the first DVR systems that was ever created. Like, it's that old. It has to be like super old. Like, it's the original, the OG of recording TV. And that's what they use out here in North Dakota. I went from having DirecTV to having TiVo. I wasn't happy about it. It sucks. And so I'm sitting there. Why am I putting this away? There's like a bunch of twos right there. And so I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, so, I try to watch YouTube. It cuts off my cable box, and then my cable box has to reboot itself, and it's a whole hot mess. And the guy's just like, oh, well, I'm sorry. Let's see if we can fix it. And I was like telling him what the other guy did when he came last week. And he goes, oh, you had somebody out here last week. And I'm like, yeah, you guys are out here all the time. Like, at this point, one of y'all might as well just move into the building so that I can just call you in to be quicker. And he just kind of looked at me. I'm like, don't get mad. That was a good joke. So the guy just looks at me and he's just like, all right, well, let's see if we can fix whatever's wrong. I'm like, I doubt it, but we can try. And I say I doubt it because, again, these people, like, whenever I have an issue, they come out to my house no less than 3 times before the issue is resolved enough that I just get tired of calling them. So, where are we at? We had 30 minutes. We're going to pause for a second. All right. So, sorry. Hope you went to the potty, stretch, do all that fun stuff you do in between breaks. So, sorry, I'm trying to straighten up drills now. So the Miko guy comes in and he's looking at the stuff and he's like, oh, we're going to have to replace your box. Now, for those of you who live in the U.S., even if you live out the country, and this might happen to you guys, I'm not sure. I've never lived out the country while I was an adult. But whenever they go to replace your box, they erase all the recorded shows you have on your box. Now, half the stuff that was being recorded, the kids, started recording by accident, so I didn't really care. But doing that means that Maggie doesn't have her shows, her go-tos, my saving graces, my holy grails, if you will. Now, whenever Maggie is in a mood, I will send her to her room and put on something on TV, just to give her time to relax and calm down. Because with Maggie's seizures, she has to calm down. Now, unfortunately, this is a task that Mommy hasn't even mastered yet, but I'm trying to teach a 6-year-old how to do it. I have to calm her down so she doesn't throw herself into a seizure. It works sometimes, not usually, but it works sometimes. Anyways, so I'm sitting there, and I'm sitting there, and the guy's like, we're gonna have to replace your box. I think it's just your box. It's old equipment. I'm like, every time they've replaced my cable box at least 6 times in the last year. Every time they come out, they replace my freaking box. Now, the last time the guy came out that did the stuff in the wall, where he had to take all the plates off the wall and replace the cord in there or something, he didn't take my cable box. But every other time that they've sent somebody out to my house, they've replaced the freaking box. And they always tell me the same thing. This is an older box. I'm not sure why they gave this to you. We have newer technology. This is the box that you want to use. Well, how am I supposed to know? I don't keep up with the Midco news. Like, what? Okay, whatever. So, I'm sitting there and, hold on, did I just? Alright, gotta pause you again, hold on. Alright, sorry, I had to pause you because I just realized that I just put all those tan ones right here on the wrong symbols. So, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to slide them to the correct symbols. No, you probably shouldn't do that. Yes, I'm going to do this. This is my canvas. I don't give a crap. I'm doing it. One thing about the good one good thing about the pour glue method is that you can push your diamonds around. So I'm going to do it. Anyways, so yeah, I was wondering why that looked like a s'more. So the guy comes in and he is, taking apart my box. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I'm like, great. Now I've got to find a way to record enough shows on the DVR to keep Maggie entertained for the day. Because Maggie likes to have her shows during the day where she'll randomly go in her room and watch her shows if she gets bored or something. The kids are very self-sufficient, so they can keep, themselves entertained all day. Like, they have enough. Maggie's closet, not to brag or anything, but Maggie's closet's like Toys R Us. Like, she has, like, all the toys. Like, I'm not even joking. Forget a craft room. I can just go hide in Maggie's closet with all my diamond paintings, like, for real. So, and it's like a little clubhouse for her. So, that's her space. But she likes to have her little shows to watch. And where the TV does have Netflix, Maggie is still learning how to spell. So she can't necessarily, tell or go to the TV and turn on her favorite show on Netflix because she's 6. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, crap. I got to figure out a way to record some shows before she realizes that the guy took the box again. And I didn't get a chance to because before I knew it, she was already screaming what happened to her cuckoo. Now, I know cuckoo can be used for other terms like, female areas. But Maggie calls Dragon Ball Z cuckoo because of Goku. And I know the guy's name is Goku. And it's funny because a while ago, I had a conversation with Spasmodic Arts. She's another creator here on YouTube. And her fiance, Cody, was saying that, this guy didn't battle all these demons and whatever, or what have you, to be called Cuckoo. So I sent him a video of Maggie watching Cuckoo on TV. And I was like, Maggie, what are you watching? And she's like, Cuckoo. And then I'll never forget it. I have the video saved to my phone because sometimes when I'm feeling sad and I want to cheer myself up, I'll watch it because just the look on his face is hilarious. He has like the saddest look on his face and he's like, Spasmodic Arts, her name, I call her Cathead sometimes. We're going to call her Cathead. I don't even try and put her business out in the street. But sometimes I'll watch the video just to cheer myself up. But he just has the saddest look on his face. And she goes, so what do we call Goku? And he's like, cuckoo. Apparently it's not fair to use psychological warfare with a 6-year-old. But I play dirty. So yeah. So I didn't get a chance to record it because Goku or Dragon Ball Z does not come on until the evening, and he came first thing this morning. So she realized right away that there was no Cuckoo for her to watch. She was mad. And I was just like, oh, Maggie, we're going to have to record some more shows. I'm sorry. He took the box, and she's looking at the Midco guy, and she's like, where's my cuckoo? And he's looking at me, and I'm looking at her, and I'm like, Maggie, I told you I'm going to have to re-record your shows. And she's like, I just want to watch my cuckoo. And he's like, what's cuckoo? And I was like, it's Dragon Ball Z. It's a show that comes on Cartoon Network. She likes the characters in the show. But now that you're taking away her recordings, she had over 200 recordings of Dragon Ball Z. And now you're taking them all. And he's like, the Miko guy says, I'm sorry, sweetie, but I got to fix the cable box so your TV works. And she goes, my TV works just fine. She just walks away. And he looks at me. I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't know who her mother is. Anyways, so I'm sitting there and I'm like, the guy's like asking me all these questions and he pulls out a whole new box. I don't even know where the box came from, to be honest. I didn't see him bring in a box. I didn't see him, pull out a box. It just randomly, this box shows up. This gigantic cable box. And I'm like, great. We went from having a really slim cable box to now having this gigantic cable box. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome. And so I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, great. Because with a new box comes a new stupid controller. Now, I'm sitting here minding my own business. And I hear the guy go, he's talking to the remote. And I'm like, what? And I'm sitting there looking at it like, what is he doing? And he's changing the channels with the remote. Now, here's the remote, okay? So apparently this thing, you press this button, and there's a hole right here that's a speaker that you talk into it, and you can change the channel to whatever it is you want to watch. Now, please somebody explain to me, if you have the remote in your hand, why would you talk into it to change the channel? Why wouldn't you obviously change the channel to whatever channel you want to change it to? And where some of you would argue, well, what if you don't remember the channel number? I'm pretty sure if you're wanting to watch something on TV, you know what channel number it is. Either way, I think this is the stupidest thing on the planet. Plus, that's what I have my Echo for. My Echo, I tell it, change to this network. Like, I'll be like, change to Cartoon Network. She will change it to Cartoon Network. Change it to ESPN. She will change, well, she never does that because we don't watch sports, but she'll change it to ESPN. And I use her because if I lose my remote, which is what normally happens, then I can still change the channel. Oh, no. Apparently we got to get fancy up in this piece, and now you got to talk to the remote. I'm like, I'm not talking to the freaking remote. If the remote's right there, then there's no point of me talking to it. I just thought that was the dumbest thing on the planet. And he was just like, yeah, we have this really cool feature. I'm like, yeah, so does my Echo. Like, okay, whatever. So he hooks it up, and he's like, he's finishing up, and he's like, oh man, I missed lunch, and I got to hurry up to this next job. I'm like, that sucks for you, bye. Close the door. And I'm like, okay, the house is still quiet at this point. And I'm like, okay, either the kids have died, which I should probably go check on, or they're still asleep. They're still asleep. My kids woke up long enough to eat breakfast this morning and then go back to sleep. By 2 o'clock, I'm sitting in Fruitini's live, because Fruitini's been going live a lot lately. I guess she was streaming over on Twitch or something, and then she came back over to YouTube, which I'm so happy about, because I get to watch her play, I think she's playing Kingdom Hearts 3 or something. It's got like Goofy and Donald Duck fighting people. I was just like, what? I ain't never seen nothing like that before. Mr. Coffee plays games all the time, and I still ain't never seen nothing like that. So I was like, I had to watch that for a little bit. But the last time she was doing it, I had to go leave to go make cake and stuff, so I couldn't watch the full thing. But like, she does coloring, she does diamond painting. Like, she did diamond painting today, and I was just like, oh, that's cool. Like, I love Fruitini. Half the time I don't get, and it's one of those things where I know a lot of people are like that, especially with my English folks. Like, who are some of my favorites? Now, if I don't name you and I watch you, I'm sorry. Tracy's DP and unboxings, Caroline Withington, Fruitini. Those are some of my favorite people to listen to because they have, I'm not gonna say accents, but they're accents. Like, they have like that English accent, and it's just like the most amazingly awesome thing I've ever heard. And they could be sitting there talking about diarrhea, and I'd be like, yeah, that's awesome. I do that too sometimes. Oh yeah, green apple splatters. Yeah, you got that right. I don't care what they're talking about. And like Rachel Ray, like, everybody knows Rachel Ray, the first thing you think of is, oh my god, she has the most soothing voice on the freaking planet. To her, she's like, this is just my voice. But to everybody else, that's like sleeping fuel right there. Like, if you can't sleep, and I've done this a few times. I ain't tell her, don't tell her I said that. Hey Rachel. So if I can't sleep, I will sometimes put on a Rachel Ray video and leave it play in my bedroom, like just echoing through the walls, and just zonk out within like 10 minutes. And it's not because she's boring, because of course, people can't just be like, oh, she just has a soothing voice. No, it has to be, oh, well, is she that boring? No, she's not boring. She just has like the most soothing voice on the planet. But like, some people have that type of voice. Like, I have like this voice that says, don't mess with me before I've had my coffee. That's my voice. But Rachel Ray has one of those voices that's like, let me lull you to sleep and sing you lullabies of times past. And then there's like Fruitini. Like, I feel like I want to like every night put on footy pajamas and go sit in her living room on her lap and have her read me random stories. That is weird, but I don't care, because that's how her voice makes me feel. It makes me feel warm and fuzzy on the inside. And that's a weird feeling to have when you're a grown woman listening to somebody talking about diamond painting. So yeah, again, don't judge me. But I absolutely love listening to her. And then on Sundays, start my week off right, I listen to Caroline Withington and her daughters Jessie and Millie, and then I have Tracy's DP and unboxings, and I think that's her name. I could be wrong, and I want to make sure it's not wrong, so I'm going to check it right quick, because I absolutely love her channel, and I look forward to Wednesdays because of her channel, because of her Whip and Chats. And I'm mad because I missed the last two, but I won't miss tomorrow's because we don't have anything going on for the next few days because Minna leaves on Friday this week. So for those of you wondering, Minna does leave on Friday this week. Yes, we are all hella sad. Yes, we are all hella gonna miss her, but she has to go back. So Tracy's name on YouTube is not Tracy's DPs and unboxing. It's Tracy's DPs and crafts. She might have changed it. I don't freaking know. I just know her voice is like amazing. And listening to her stories on Wednesdays when she does her Whip and Chats, like I feel like I literally feel like I'm sitting in her house with her having a cup of tea. And I don't even usually drink tea. But I feel like I'm sitting in her house with her, drinking a cup of tea, just listening and talking to a friend. Like, you have those channels that are like that. And for some people, my channel is like that for them. And I'm not sure why, because I have one of those voices just, nails on a chalkboard. At least to me, anyways. Like, you ever talk to yourself so much you get annoyed with yourself? Yeah, that's me. 31. So, yeah. So, I'm sitting here, and the Midco guy leaves, and I'm listening to Fruitini, and I'm just in my groove, and I'm like, what do I do? The kids are still asleep, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna have a bowl of cereal. I can't remember the last time I've had a bowl of cereal. Okay, I'm an adult, people. I don't sit around just eating cereal. Now I know some adults do eat like special adult cereal, like Special K and Activia and all that fun stuff. No, one, I don't like yogurt. That's gross. Two, I don't eat cereal. I don't usually even eat breakfast. Like I don't take good care of myself. I know this. I'm not trying to get better. It's all right. But I don't usually eat breakfast. But in the afternoons or in the evening, sometimes I will get hungry for like weird things like cereal and stuff, or like random pickles and stuff. So I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna have a bowl of cereal because this would be the first time I've had a bowl of cereal in 13 years that I didn't have to share with somebody. So I went and got a bowl of cereal. The moment I opened the package for the cereal, who wakes up? Nope, not Maggie. Killian Jones. Now, also, along with the kids getting tired when it rains, the dogs will also sleep because they're not going outside. And so Killian wakes up and then follows me into the kitchen while I'm eating or getting the cereal, then follows me out of the kitchen while I go sit down to go eat the cereal, and then intently stares at me with sad puppy dog eyes because I won't give him any of my Fruity Pebbles. Now look here, dog. I mixed my Fruity Pebbles with Frosted Flakes, and I can't remember the last time I've had not only cereal, but mixed cereal. You get out of my face. And he wouldn't. He sat there the entire time and watched me with the sad puppy dog eyes until I took the last bite of that cereal. And then he huffed at me as he walked away. And I'm like, you can cop attitude. I don't care. I really don't. I don't care. So then I was like, Fruitini got off live, and the Alexa, like she normally does, let me know that it was time to walk the dogs. I was like, oh, perfect timing. I can go walk the dogs. And so I'm sitting there, and I'm like looking outside, and it's still raining sideways. Like it's still raining porcupines and turtles and peacocks and pigeons and seagulls and muppets, just all kinds of weird rain sideways, like big old gollops of rain. Like not even just like, tiny little raindrop. No, gollops. That's not even a word, but we're making it a word today. There was gollops of rain, okay? And I'm sitting there, I look at the dogs, and they're looking at me, and Daisy shakes her head no and then like walks away because Daisy knows what that means. And I'm like, well, we got to do it. None of us want to go outside, but you guys need to go potty. And Daisy literally just shakes her head no and runs to her crate. And I'm like, you can run, but you can't hide. And you're going to have to come out of that crate to go outside. I'm like, you want to go outside? And she just looks at me and she shakes her head no. And I'm like, good gravy, dog. Stop being a pansy. It's just water. Like, you got a bath like a week ago. Like, seriously, stop it. They don't mind getting baths, but being out in the rain, Daisy is not a fan. Apparently, neither is Killian. Normally, Killian won't care, but the fact that it had been raining so hard all day, I don't think I've ever experienced rain like that before today. Like, that rain was just straight up disrespectful. Like, just, wow. So I was just like, it is what it is. Sorry, I'm checking the time because at some point my phone will cut itself off. But I was like, it is what it is. We're going to the side over here. Like I didn't walk them all the way to the dog park because that's too far to walk in the rain. So I was like, I'm not going to walk them all the way to the dog park, but I will walk them over to the side of the building over here, like right beside our house where we did whenever it snowed, which is like the emergency to take your dog there. There's no gate or anything right there, but it's easier access and the dogs don't always run away. They don't always run away, but sometimes they decide to run away because they're buttholes. So, but today they were actually pretty good. They went pee. Killian peed like 7 times. Daisy went once and then looked at me like, why aren't we leaving? So yeah. So while saying that, I'm going to take a break from telling my story to tell you guys about my canvas. So for those of you who don't know which canvas I'm working on, one, this bead looks out of place, so we're going to check it because I'm pretty sure that's not the right diamond that goes there. It's supposed to be this diamond. You ever spill a diamond on your canvas and then you can't find it and then you later find it and it's in a spot that it's not supposed to be in? I think that's what happened there because that one diamond just looked out of place. So we're just gonna put this one there. So I am working on Island Time by Diamond Art Club. I do like the canvas. It does have a few issues. I have made them aware of said issues. So if you also have this canvas, just a few issues that I'm having so far with it. And like I said, I did tell them, so it's not like I'm telling you first and then, you know, telling them. No, I've been talking to Diamond Art Club about this issue. The 4s and the T's on this canvas are a little blur. I don't know what happened when they were processing and printing them. I'm like, if you did them in black, they would have been just fine. But because they're in white, even using the light pad makes them incredibly hard to see. And I'm not the only person that's complained about this. I had a few people come up and complain about it. I did let Diamond Art Club know that the 4 and 7 need to be, or the 4 and the T need to be replaced. And so they will be working on that for the next batch. And somebody made a comment, well, that's not helping me now. I have the canvas now. Okay, well, what you can do if you're having issues with your canvas, 1, you can take a picture of it with your phone and blow up that area. Or 2, you can contact Diamond Art Club and they will help you accordingly. So, other than that, other than the 4 and 7 on this canvas, it's actually really good. And it's not like it's blurry to the fact that it's not like, okay, I'm going to let the elephant out of the room here. It's not Dreamer Design blurry, but it's close, okay? So, it's got some issues, but I let them know about it. You know, it is what it is. They can't be perfect all the time. I'm aware of this, and you know, I know you guys are probably like clutching your pearls right now, like, oh my God, Miss Coffee said a Diamond Art Club's not perfect. They're not perfect, folks. They're just the closest thing to it. Either way, it still is a really good canvas. Other than that, the rest of the symbols are, you know, awesome. I haven't had any problems with any of the other symbols on the canvas. I'm pretty sure somebody will be up in the comment section like, all the symbols are blurry. But for me, it was only that one, so, or those 2. So, like, I did let them know that I was having issues with those symbols, and they are going to be working to fix that. And I'm going to scoot over here a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. So, yeah. All right, so, okay, we got those in there. So, yeah, so Island Time, for those of you who don't know what it is, it's this one. And I did find out what happened to Island Time, because a lot of you guys were like, you know, what happened to the image? It's no longer on the site. I think it's back up there now, but it still says out of stock. They oversold that image. Like, they sold more units than they actually had. Again, I don't think they thought they were going to sell that well. So they oversold them. So what they did to compensate those folks that ordered it but weren't able to get it because they didn't have it, they let them choose, or they gave them a different canvas that I guess has not been released yet. And somebody did put it up. I want to say it's the Holly lady because she's usually, yeah. Somebody put it up in my group, and I was just like, because I guess they saw it on the website, and I'm thinking they saw it because they were giving it to those people and needed to show it to them. So those people got compensated with a different canvas, and I want to say it's probably the same size, and somebody received it and put a picture up in my group. And for those of you who don't know what my group is, it's Crafters Anonymous with Miss Crochet and Coffee and Rachel Ray. I do have it linked down below. If you don't know how to get to the description box, because I know a lot of people are newer to YouTube and don't know how to use it. So if you go over to where the title of this video is and look to the right of the video, there is a little diamond on the right hand corner of right across from where the title is. And if you go there and you hit that little triangle will show you the rest of what's in the description box. So if you're ever like, if I ever tell you that I linked something, but then you go to look and there's nothing there, click that little arrow and it will show you a whole list of stuff in the description box. I was actually thinking about asking Stitcheries, not telling her, asking her to do a video on how to find the description box, because she's always complaining that people, don't look in the description box. So I was like, maybe if we make a video about it, they'll, some people might not know that you can hit that little triangle, and it's a little gray triangle. So yeah, which is hilarious because it's late at night, and for those night owls that like to stay up, I told you guys, I think I might have told you in the first thing I did, that Affordable Colorist is one of the new creators I found here on YouTube. She goes live late at night, and sometimes I will stay up and watch her, but I've been trying to go to bed a little bit earlier so I'm not dead on my feet all day. But she's live now, and I'm like, oh, I should end this early so I can go watch, but I'm like, nah, I gotta make these videos for my people. So she'll understand if I'm not there. But if she watches this video, she'll know I'm there because I'm sitting here talking about her. But yeah, so anyways, back to what I was talking about. So I listen to Fruitini. I go to take the dogs out, okay? I go to take the dogs outside. Now, for those of you who don't know, Siberian Huskies and Alaskan Malamutes almost look like the exact same dog, but they're not the same dog. One's a Malamute, one's a Siberian Husky. And so I want to say a Malamute is a type of Husky, but it's not like a Siberian Husky. There's a couple of differences. Like one, Siberian Huskies don't talk as much as Malamutes do. Now, what I have is a Siberian Husky, like the sled snow dog. That's what I got, okay? And he does. He loves the snow. He loves the chitter chatter. He will what I like to call give you the business, okay? He will straight up give you the business. And that's usually him like howling and barking and making all kinds of noises at you, because how dare you tell him he can't sit in the chair that you're sitting in or eat the food that you're eating, because he wants it all and he wants it right now. Either way. So I go to take, and I dropped a diamond on the floor. It's just that's where it lives now until I vacuum. So I go to take the dogs outside, and I'm like, all right, I'll take them outside. It'll take me 10-15 minutes, and then I'll come back. Don't you know, Killian Mofo Jones, okay? Killian Jones decides, oh no. I am not going outside. Have you seen the weather? Obviously you haven't, because you're trying to make me go outside. To which I have to tell him, dog, let's go. I had to tell him that like 5 or 6 times. This dog, okay, and again, I lived in a locked building, so, there's a very quiet hallway. This dog, when I hit that first door, starts howling and screaming. And I'm not talking about like, he's just barking. No. Again, remember, he's a husky. He is howling and screaming no, because Killian can say the word no. So all you hear down the hallway is no. He is so loud. Not as loud as that motorcycle being disrespectful at 1 a.m. Anyways. He is so loud that my neighbors start coming out of their houses looking around, trying to figure out where in the world that noise is coming from. And I'm sitting there like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. He doesn't want to go outside, and they think it's the funniest thing on the planet. I'm like, yeah, it's funny to you because you're not the one trying to get him to go outside. It won't be so funny if he poops and pees in the apartment or in the hallway, will it? No. So stop laughing at me, folks. They didn't stop laughing. They just all went in their house and laughed where I couldn't see them, which is fine because at least I don't see them laughing at me. Either way. I finally did get him to go outside. He went outside. He ran around for a little bit. He peed a few times. That's him who you hear shaking now. He's probably going to come over here. Nope, he's going outside. And so then I finally get him outside, come back in. And then the rest of the day was kind of boring. You know, we just sat around doing whatever, and it was raining, and so everybody was napping off and on. And Maggie and Ryan played nice together, and Minna disappeared for the day. Like, Minna spent the day in bed watching Dance Moms. I don't know what her deal is. One, those folks that have teenagers didn't warn me about the boardsies, as I like to call them. The boardsies are what Minna has. I don't know what this is, okay? I didn't get weaned into a teenager. Her dad tagged me in, and then, like, he bounced. He was just like, tag, you're it, and was out. So I was like, okay. And then I get this teen that loves her phone and Starbucks and hanging with her friends, and oh my God, gotta watch Dance Moms. And I'm just like, okay, what do I do with this child? Because no matter what you do with her, she's bored. Minna's not big into crafting. I've tried to get her into crafting. That's not her gig. All right. Tried to see if she likes to read. She's not into reading. Okay. Minna's into shopping and hanging out at the mall with her friends. And I'm like, oh dear sweet Lord, you've turned into one of those. Problem is, we don't have a mall within 50, 60 miles of here. The closest mall to us is 2 hours away. And I'm not going to the mall to walk around. And the next time I go to the mall will be to school shop here in a few weeks. So, yeah. You're going to be one of those valley chicks that sits in the house and watches Dance Moms then. Because, no. I'm not driving 2 hours. That's a whole, like, day event. And you're probably thinking, well, it's only 2 hours. It's only 2 hours one way. That's 4 hours round trip. That's an all-day event. That's the dogs locked up in their crates all day. That is having to feed everyone lunch and dinner because there's no way you can be back in time to make dinner at a good time. That is essentially not even walking around the mall. So that's 6 hours right there. It's a whole debacle. We have to plan ahead for that. Like, that's not, a spur of the moment type deal for us. Plus, we have little with her fits and seizures. We have to be careful where she goes and stuff like that. Only because, you can't take Maggie, like, I can't take Maggie to places like Spencer's because, like, her seizures will run rampant. So I'm just like, I'm trying to, I don't want to get cut off. So I'm going to stop it here and then I'm going to turn it back on. You ready? Okay, hold on. Go stretch or something. All right, that was enough stretching. That's enough stretching. Let's get back to this because we're never going to finish these projects that we spend our whole time Suzanne summering all over the place. So let's get back to it. So, where was I? Oh, Killian out making noise. But yeah, the rest of the day was boring. Like, just trying to deal with a teenager though, it's hard because we're trying to hurry up and adjust to having her here, and just as we get used to it, she leaves. So yes, Minna will be leaving on Friday. I will still be doing my live. I've decided that I still want to do my live. It's gonna be difficult because I'm used to having the phone lines open for Mr. Coffee whenever he is on the road because I'm always fearful something might happen. I'm a worrier. That's how I roll. He married me. He knows what the deal is. So yeah. Which I'll probably end up calling him and talking to him before I go live, and then right after I go live, I'll probably get on the phone with him. But just a word of warning, if you send me a message or something on Thursday, I may or may not answer it in a timely fashion or at all, just because I will be spending that time with my daughter. Whether you understand that or not, I give two flying craps. That is my kid. I probably won't see her again for another year, and I want to spend as much time with her as I can in the next few days. So that's why I'm recording a Wip and Chat this week instead of going live, because I don't want to be stuck in a live when I could be spending time with her. She loves the lives though. Like, she loves the fact that I do YouTube. She's like in awe of it all. And to me, it's just, just an average day's work. I get up and upload a video or something, or record a video, or she's like, what package did we get today, or something like that. And I know one of my subscribers is sending something and they're hoping that it gets here in time to give it to her. And I, if it doesn't, I can just ship it to her, so that's not a big deal. But I'm still figuring out how to deal with a teenager because I feel like I'm failing her as her mom because she's bored all the time. And me, I'm a Virgo, so I'm supposed to be a perfectionist, but I'm not that much of a perfectionist. But when it comes to stuff like that, I am. When it comes to my kids, I am. I want everything to be perfect and go perfect. It never does, but I always still try to make it go as perfect as possible. And the whole trip has just been one accident after another. And it's just like from the start, we got stuck in the airport for 11 hours, which to the kids now looking back on it, that was probably an adventure because the little ones, where they've been out of state, because we obviously they weren't born here, so they've been out of state. They've been to quite a few states now. It was still exciting for them to get on the airplane. Yeah, it was boring sitting in the airport that long, but that's still an adventure. That's still time out of the house that they're not, killing their brain cells on electronics or something. They just got to kill their brain cells on electronics in the airport. Yes, I am one of those parents that uses electronics to babysit their kids when they're doing stuff. Don't judge me. This is, 22nd century or something like that, and my kids have to know how to use electronics because by the time they get old enough, everything's going to be electronics. So why shouldn't they be able to use electronics? Whatever. Don't judge me. But so from being stuck in the airport, that was probably fun for them. It wasn't fun for me, but it was probably fun for them. Minna liked it because we just messed around and were playing in the airport all day. Whenever we weren't sleeping in the airport, that was fun. To then get here and then we've done a few things, but not a whole lot because there's not a whole lot I can do, and I'm looking at long term here. There's not a whole lot I can do with Mr. Coffee's foot because I have to get him well enough to drive her home. I also have to get it well enough where he can work and not be in tremendous pain because Mr. Coffee, like me, doesn't take very good care of himself, so his foot could be falling off and he'd be like, I'm okay to work. So I think that's a lot of guys. I'm pretty sure Mr. Coffee isn't the only one that does that next to death thing where you think they're gonna die if they don't be seen by the doctor, and they're like, oh, I'm fine, as their arm is hanging off their shoulder and their foot's across the street and one of their eyeballs is sticking out the side of their glasses and whatever. But yeah, I was listening to, who was that? Somebody was talking about, I think it was Stitcherista actually. She was talking about, does anybody else's husband wear their t-shirts and stuff, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Or holy t-shirts. And I have the same thought process as her. Okay, my husband, he has a good job, he makes good money, our bills are paid and stuff like that. We live comfortably. We don't want for anything. We're not rich or anything. We just don't want for anything. He's gotten us into a spot where we don't have to want or need for really anything. And, some days or some weeks are harder than others. But for the most part, we're doing pretty good for ourselves. And so my thought process is, if you're doing that well for yourself, why is it that your t-shirts have to be thinner than my patients? There is no reason that your t-shirts should be so thin I can see your heart. Your t-shirts are so thin, they're thinner than the skin of your teeth. I don't understand why men seem to feel the need to wear something until there's literally no fabric left. The fabric is crying to just let it go. It is crying. Every time it's in the washer and dryer, it's trying to commit suicide. It's just crying to be let go. And they're just like, no, we're gonna wear you until there's one string left. They will literally wear these things until it's literally one string left hanging from a hanger, and they're just like, it's still a good shirt. I don't get it. I don't know what's wrong with guys. They're weird and gross. We're gonna go for this symbol and fill in that little area right there. So yeah, Mr. Coffee does that too. So Stitcherista is watching this. Yeah, Mr. Coffee does that too. He wears shirts until they're thin enough to, they're as thin as my patients, and he wears socks holier than thou. And I don't know why he does it. I have no clue. I couldn't tell you why. And then I was talking to her this week, and she's been getting a lot of flack from people about stuff, and I don't know why people feel the need to be so nasty. And then the sad part is, people will make comments on your videos when you're a creator. So if you're thinking about being a creator, just know you gotta have a tough skin. This is gonna be an example. People will leave you comments that are borderline them being buttholes. And then they want to try to, there's always somebody trying to show you up. There's always somebody trying to act like they're better than you. And again, like I stated in a previous video, if you feel like you're better than me, then fine, you're better than me. Do you feel better about yourself? Is that what it's going to take? You know, some people are like that. You know, you got to butter their buns in order for them to feel good about themselves because they have nothing else going on in their lives. And there's a few people, you know, right now that are like, oh, I'm, you know, this better than Miss Coffee and I'm this better. Okay, that's fine. You can be better than me. That's fine. You know, I'm not good at everything. I suck at most things, actually. So, like, that's fine. If you want to be, you know, faster crafter than me, then, you know, do your thing, boo-boo. If you want to color better than me, then, again, do your thing, boo-boo. This is fun for me. This isn't a, you know, competition. Like, I'm not trying to be the fastest crafter. I just happen to be fast. I don't even really brag about it. I'm just like, you know, day one, that's in the books. Let's see what day two will bring. Like, it's not even like that big of a deal. But she's been having problems with people in this Patreon thing. And I've thought about it. I've thought about doing the Patreon thing. One, I am nowhere near her level. Like, she is the queen of crafting. Not because, you know, she does like all the crafts or anything, but because she has so many subscribers. And, you know, she's so well known in the community. If you say Stitcherista to anyone, everybody's gonna know who that is. Like, if anybody tells you that they don't know who Stitcherista is, they're lying. Because they know who Stitcherista is. And I remember even when I first started watching YouTube full time, because, you know, there's some of us that watch regular TVs and shows, and there's some of us that use YouTube as regular TV. I'm one of those people. So I started watching YouTube full time. And when I did, Stitcherista was one of the first channels I started watching. There's a couple of other channels that I started watching. And Stitcherista was the first one that I watched on a regular basis. And I actually bought, like, cross-stitching stuff and started cross-stitching. And then, like, I'm not even joking you, like, a week later, she started diamond painting. I'm like, chick, come on. Really? Now I gotta buy diamond paint? I'm not doing diamond painting. No, there's no way in hell. And then I seen her complete one, and I was like, okay, that's really pretty. It's sparkly. What is it about sparkly things that women are just like, oh my god, I have to have it. It's so sparkly. Like, it could be a sparkly turd, and we'd be like, oh my god, it's so sparkly. I gotta have it. I don't know why we're obsessed with sparkly things, but we are. Diamonds are our girl best friend, right? Right. So then I started diamond painting, and then I started doing the whole, like, I can do a channel, and then she posed that, well, if you think you can do better, then you do it. Okay, well, I don't think I can do better than you, but I'm still going to try to do it. So, yeah. So then I started my channel. Anyways, she, you know, she's like a pioneer for a lot of us that started channels. You know, we watched her, and we watch her, you know, tell it how it is and everything else. And I'm like, you know, if I'm going to start a channel, I'm not sugarcoating stuff. Again, my name is not Tony the Tiger, but I am great. Like, I'm not going to be one of those sugarcoaters that, you know, everything is awesome. Everything is cool as long as you work as a team. I don't play well with others. So, no. Which is why you guys get the videos you get, and I am the way I am, and I make no apologies for it, because that is me. I am comfortable with being me, and that's all I know how to be is me. And plus, you guys seem to like the fact that I'm me. I don't know why, but me is mean to me. But to y'all are like, oh snap, Miss Coffee about to go off on this girl. Y'all pulling out popcorns and 3D glasses and stuff while I'm like flipping out on stuff. I can just picture you guys now when that rant video go up, which I can make another rant video. How many of you guys want to hear another rant video? Y'all write that down in the comments, because I could do it. Like, I should do like a 1 month, every month I should do a rant video. But I was thinking about it, and I was talking to Mr. Coffee about doing like a Patreon page when I get bigger. But then the Patreon page, because today she was talking about, you know, what perk can she do for her Patreons, and she said about sending them a Christmas card, and I was like, that'd actually be pretty cool. And I was thinking, you know, maybe do birthday cards or something, but, you know, she has 15,000 subscribers. And say all 15,000 subscribers decide to be Patreons. One, that would be amazing. And it does cost a lot to, you know, have a YouTube channel. It doesn't have to always, but if you want to see all the things, then it's going to cost you a little bit of money. So having that little bit of help from the Patreon page really does help her out. So, and I told her, you know, you got to do what you got to do. And if you want to be able to, you know, get that little bit of extra help, then don't, you know, your husband's right. This is like a business for you. And, you know, it's not like you're making transactions or anything, but you know, these people love your stuff. So if they want to continue to love your stuff, a little bit of support wouldn't, you know, be too bad. But then today she was talking about perks in her video because somebody made the comment, you know, you don't have any perks. And I was telling Mr. Coffee about that today because I was like, one, how can you be so mean to somebody you don't even really know like that? Like I can't, unless I've talked to you at least once, I can't just be straight up mean to you. Now I can get a bad feel, like you can get bad feelings about people, and believe me, there are people all around me that I have bad feelings about. Like I get these gut feelings that they're up to no good, and I don't clash with them, and I just don't mess with them like that. I don't talk to them. Like I try to steer away from these people, and you know you can just feel the bad juju. So I tend to, you know, stay to myself for that reason because, you know, a lot of people that are in this community, you know, sometimes give me that bad feeling like they're not good. So I stay away. I try to stay away from people. You know, I'm not like a mischievous monster or anything, or you know, I don't think I'm better than anybody else. I get a bad feeling about people, and I can't be around them. So, and there's there's a few people in the community, creator wise, that I get the bad juju with, and I'm like, yeah, I can't mess with you. And I know y'all are like, ooh, who is it? I ain't telling you. I'm not trying to start drama. No drama, llama. Anyways, so I'm sitting there, and why am I always sitting there? Like, y'all ever notice that? Like, whenever I go on a tangent and I try to go back, I almost go, I'm sitting there. I'm always sitting. I should probably stand there one of these times. Anyways, so what other fun things happened this week? Oh, Maggie Pie lost her first tooth. Yes, my baby is no longer a baby. She's also no longer a shark because the tooth that was supposed to grow in essentially has already started growing in because for some reason it wanted to come out sooner than later. Anyways, for the longest time we called her shark because it looked like she had two teeth just sticking up there. So now she's no longer a shark. So yeah, Maggie lost her first tooth, and this is how she lost it. So on Sunday, we decided to go get some more ice cream because for some reason, Mr. Coffee didn't buy enough ice cream. He bought like a little, not like a pint, but like a half-gallon thing of ice cream. And I'm like, dude, there's 5 of us in here. Now, Mr. Coffee usually doesn't eat ice cream because he has really sensitive teeth. But, you know, depending on the ice cream, he'll eat it. Like, he'll eat cookies and cream, but he won't eat, like that's the only one worth going through all the pain for. None of the other brands or flavors are. So I was just like, you know, he bought some, you know, Breyer's vanilla ice cream to go with the chocolate cake. You best believe I had chocolate cake every night for like 3 days. You best believe I got sick as all get out on that chocolate cake. You best believe I don't regret my decision to eat the cake. You best believe I'm going to tell you not to judge me and my life choices because that cake was delicious, okay? So I'm sitting there. Again, there I am sitting there again. But, oh. But, I'm just, you know, I'm like, you know, we need to go get more ice cream. So I was like, all right, me and Minna and Maggie are going to go get ice cream. You and Orion sit here and do your thing. He said, fine, he'll watch Orion. Well, we go out to go get ice cream. So then, of course, we go to the closest store near us, which is Albertsons, which is like a grocery store. So, hold on, I'm trying to find this symbol. There it is. Nope, I don't want that one just yet. I'm going to pull it out anyways. I need to get the F because I have F's right here that I need to fill in. And I'm always rubbing on it to make sure all the diamonds are down. And I think they did something to these diamonds because there's not as many. I'm noticing there's not as many gaps in them anymore. And that makes me a little cautious because I'm scared they're going to pop. That's probably another reason why I keep rubbing it because I'm fearful that they're going to pop up. But they're not popping up. So, like, I don't know. I have, like, I have crafter's PTSD when it comes to square drills sometimes where I think that these drills are going to pop and they're really not. Anyways, so we go over to Albertsons to go get some more ice cream. And, of course, in Albertsons is the only Starbucks in this county. To which my daughter is like, Mommy, can we get Starbucks? I'm like, you can get Starbucks. I'm not getting Starbucks. That stuff's disgusting. So she goes over and gets her Starbucks, and she got Maggie and Orion 2 cake pops. Which, if you don't know what cake pops is, it's literally a piece of cake on a stick in a circular form, and it's a cake pop. A pop of cake, if you will. Okay, somebody's outside whistling. Anyways, so I was like, you know, yeah, we can go get a cake pop, what have you. And she goes over and gets the cake pops and stuff. I go get the ice cream. We meet at the register. She had her money for her cake pop and, you know, s'more, frappuccino, frappalap, whatever the hell she got. And so we go to leave. We're leaving. And before we left, that's the other part I was trying to remember. You like how they stuck in there? Those are the F's. They're still in there. And I didn't mix not one of them because they're stuck in the groove on the side. That really chaps my ass. Hold on. Let me... Okay. Just... No, get in the container. You guys. You get in there. You're just going to get stuck in the corner. I'm going to have to grease down my tray. But yeah, before we left, I asked Mr. Coffee to take a look at Maggie's tooth because it looked like it was extremely loose when we left. But she wouldn't let him. She said, no, Daddy, don't look at it. Don't touch it. It hurts. So he said, fine. And Mr. Coffee, he is probably one of the strongest men I know. But he turns into a big old baby when it comes to his daughter. So when she says, no, Daddy, don't touch it. It hurts. He's not going to mess with her. And I'm like, really? He's like, she says it hurts. And I'm like, I don't care if she says it hurts. You're going to need to look at it. Well, she wouldn't let me look at it either. And I wasn't trying to get bit. So I was like, all right, we're just going to go to the store. You can look at it when you get back. We go to the store. We get the cake pops, the ice cream, the frappuccino thing. We go to leave. And the cake pops are red. Which they don't usually have the red ones. So like Maggie was all kinds of excited. And she's like, Mommy, can we get the red cake pops? And I was like, yeah, sure. Tell Minna to get you the red cake pop. So she gets the red cake pop. We get in the car. Maggie starts eating cake pop. And I'm like, you know, driving and talking. And Minna, we're just laughing and having a good old time listening to the radio. We're jamming out, you know. You're jamming out. Well, as we're jamming out, I hear Maggie go, Mom. And I'm like, she just says it just like that. Mom. Yes, Maggie Pie. And I'm like, okay, so don't tell me anything. I'm driving, so I can't look back at you because, you know, unless you want to end up wrapped around this tree over here, I can't really turn around and look at you. And she's like, my tooth. And I was like, your what? Come to a stop sign, I look back, and all I see is red falling, like dripping down the sides of her chin. And I'm like, what happened? And I'm thinking, oh, Maggie, you got the cake pop all over you. She's like, Mom. And I'm thinking she's telling me to go because the car behind me at that moment honked. And I was like, oh, well, I'm going, buddy. Jeez. But I'm steadily rolling. I'm rolling. Get to the next stop sign. She's like, Mom. I'm like, Maggie, what do you want, you tiny human? And I look back and I see that she's still dribbling red stuff down her chin. Again, I thought it was cake pop because the cake pop was red. And I'm like, Minna, will you check her? That doesn't look like cake pop. And Minna's like, it's cake pop. Don't worry about it. And I was like, Minna, check her. That's not cake pop. And Maggie smiled. And I was like, Maggie, don't freak out, honey, okay? And she's like, Mommy, is my tooth gone? I was like, yes, it is. And she's like, oh, I get money from the tooth fairy. And I'm like, oh, yay. Where's the tooth? Well, needless to say, the tooth was nowhere to be found. I don't know whether she swallowed it or if it's just jingling around in my car somewhere, which is also a very gross thought. I'm going to try not to think about it as I go vacuum my car out sometime this week. But yeah, she lost her tooth eating a cake pop. So then we get home and she rushes in and she's like, Daddy, Daddy. And Mr. Coffee's in the bathroom. He comes out. He goes, what's up, Maggie Pie? She goes, look. She smiles at him and he goes, oh, Maggie, you lost your tooth. He was kind of upset about it because Mr. Coffee missed out on the first I want to say 2 years of the kids' lives, or Maggie's life at least, because he left when Orion was 2 and Maggie was just a few months old, is when he first left coming out to the oil field. So he missed out on a lot, and losing teeth was one of those things. So where he was a little bummed out that he missed her actually like losing the tooth, he was still happy at the fact that he got to experience, looking at her for the first time without her tooth. Because by the time he would come see the kids again, the tooth would already be growing back, or it'd already be back in their face again. So he never really got a chance to explore it or have fun with that. So he got to experience that. He just thinks it's the cutest thing that she's walking around all snaggletooth. I'm still on the fence about it because it makes her look older, and I'm not about that life. I know children are supposed to get older, and that's what they do, and blah 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 blah. But doesn't mean I'm going to be happy about it. Like, it can still happen, and I cannot be happy about it. Okay. So, like, I'm just kind of sitting salty, like, Of course your tooth has to be gone. Of course you have to look adorable with your tooth gone. When don't you look adorable? So, yeah, so Maggie lost her tooth, and tonight, actually, and that was Sunday, so today, again, it's early wee morning of the Wednesday. It's wee morning Wednesday. It's like 10 till 2 a.m. And so I'm sitting here kind of watching Affordable Crafter and talking to you guys. And earlier this evening, Maggie asked me, she's like, Mommy, just out of nowhere, she's like, Mommy. I'm like, yeah, Maggie. And she's like, is my tooth gonna bite me? And I was like, I'm sorry, say what? She goes, because I swallowed it. I'm like, did you actually swallow it? Because again, we don't know whether she swallowed it or not. She goes, I think I did. And I was like, well, honey, we don't know for sure if you swallowed it. And she's like, is that why the tooth fairy didn't come yesterday? Now, when she lost the tooth on Sunday, the tooth fairy was so stressed and tired that they forgot to leave her money under her pillow. So then the tooth fairies made up for it. And what happened was the tooth fairies didn't correspond and communicate properly. So the tooth fairy ended up giving her $20 for a tooth. The tooth fairies agreed that they were going to double what they normally give the person that lost their tooth because they forgot the one day. But what the tooth fairies didn't realize was that they both were going to do it. And so she ended up getting $20 instead of $1, or instead of $5. So, or $10, because she was supposed to get 10 because we were making up for, forgetting. And we felt bad because that morning that I forgot, I woke up and I went, oh no. And she's like, Mommy, the tooth fairy didn't come. And she was all upset and sad. And I felt so bad. It's like, oh, bad mommy moment of the week. Oh, jeez. But believe me, she was very happy when she told me how she woke up and she found the $10, and then she woke up and she found the $10 again, and now she has $20, and I'm like, yay! And then when Mr. Coffee got home this morning, I was like, so Tooth Fairy? And he goes, yeah, why? And I was like, because I was Tooth Fairy, and he's like, but I've never been the Tooth Fairy. I'm like, yeah, I'm usually the Tooth Fairy though. But now you playing Tooth Fairy, we're both paying Tooth Fairy, and now they're getting double the funds, and they're gonna start pulling their teeth out if they think that they can get that much money for a tooth. So yeah. But she comes up to me this evening and she's like, Mommy, is my tooth gonna bite me? And I'm like, why would your tooth bite you, honey? She's like, well, if I swallowed it, is it gonna bite my butt when I poop it out? And I was like, oh, sweet Lord. And so then I had to explain to her that that's not how that works, that she controls her teeth and what they bite, and they don't just bite people. And she then, of course, had to argue with me that, there was that one time where she bit the dentist, but it wasn't her, it was her teeth that did it. And I was like, where you used your teeth, you bit that dentist. Like, it was you. I saw you do it, and then I saw you snicker after you did it. And she laughed because the dentist was being a little rough with her mouth. And I tried telling him that, you're being a little rough. I know you got to check her teeth, but you shouldn't have to shake her whole head like that. And the dentist, I'm thinking the guy had a bad day or something. It was the last time we went to that dentist. But she ended up chomping a good chomp in his finger. And I was like, there you go, Maggie. Yeah. I don't usually condone Maggie's bad behavior, but there's times where it's warranted. So yeah, so she's scared now to eat food because she thinks that if she poops, she's going to poop out the tooth and it's going to bite her on the way out. And I was like, I keep having to explain to her that that's not how this works. Your teeth aren't just going to come out of your butt and bite you. But it's Maggie and she's 6 and she has a very vivid imagination for a 6-year-old. Like, I can't wait till you start reading because she's going to be one of those ones. Her imagination is so wild. I can see her being one of those ones that loves books. And we just recently got a Kindle and she's already liking it because she found out that it has a read aloud feature. And so, yeah, like she was asking me the other day if Jessie read her any more stories yet. And I was like, no, honey, I haven't seen any more stories from Jessie just yet. Jessie is Caroline Withington's daughter. And she read one of the, actually, she read a few of the stories that Maggie listened to while we were at the airport, and they kept her calm. But Maggie really likes her voice because the English accents are fancy to Maggie, which is why she calls Fruitini Miss Frou-Frou. Because she thinks that people that have that English accent are fancy, which, you know, they are fancy to us because that's not something we're used to. To them, they're just like, we're normal people. And to us, we're like, you're amazing. Probably freaks them out. We don't care. So yeah, like, I was like, no, I don't see anything new from Jessie just yet, but why don't we try reading something on the Kindle? And every once in a while, she'll sit with me and read something on the Kindle, like a little kid's story or whatever. And she's obsessed with the Mama Llama books right now. And I think that's incredibly cute. Orion has been hanging out with friends and playing video games like a normal little boy, having a normal little summer. It's weird too, because like his friends came over the other day and they're like, can Orion come over tomorrow at 3:30? And I was like, yeah, sure. And then it started downpouring. I looked at Orion. Ryan's like, I'll just ride my bike over. I'm like, you're not riding your bike over in the rain, and I'm not going out in the car in the rain. Like, the street was literally flooded. So I'm like, I'm not going out there. So, yeah, like, it's weird seeing him with little friends, and he has, like, his own little, you know, group of little buddies. My kids are all growing up, and I'm sitting here like, what do I do with myself? I craft to keep the crazy in. So, yeah. But, yeah, we're winding down our time with Minna now and trying to get her all packed up, and she's choosing pictures around the house that she would like to take with her. She's choosing images. Like, she went on the Diamond Art Club website and she chose a few images that she would like me to purchase because the ones I have aren't good enough. Of course, there's a few that she would like for her room whenever she moves here next year, and so I have a year to get them and complete them for her room. And if I don't have them complete, she said she would help me. So I might purposely not complete them. Anyways. So yeah, we're winding down our time with Minna. I got to actually talk to Laura Law's Craft Corner and Jen's Creation Wall on the phone this week. I'm pretty sure I probably scared the crap out of Jen's Creation Wall because, you know, talking to me in real life is just like talking to me in a Wip and Chat, except there's a lot more energy and I'm hyper and all over the place. And there might be some more cursing because, you know, I don't sit around and just curse all day. I have small children that tell my dad on me and then I get in trouble like I'm a child. I don't sit around and just curse all day, but sometimes when I get hype about something, I will, you know, curse. It's not uncommon to curse. It's not like black magic or anything. People nowadays try to act like, you know, you're Satan if you curse. You're allowed to say an F-bomb every once in a while. You drop those drills, you're gonna be like, oh, holy pretzels. Holy pretzels. Like, no, I'm not one of those type of people. I'm a F-bomb gal myself. So yeah, like, the kids are having a great summer. I like to think they're having a great summer. Me and Mr. Coffee haven't really seen each other much, and that's starting to bother me because, you know, his work schedule, and then by the time he gets home, it's dinner, he eats, he gets extremely tired, he goes to sleep, and then I'm up late making videos or doing whatever. I don't get to see him as much, and where I understand that he has to work, I also understand that I miss my husband, and I'm allowed to be able to miss him every once in a while, like, you know, because, you know, I can miss him now, but then he'll be home for like a day or two, and I'm like, when do you go back to work? You're driving me insane. And that's how my crazy works. So let's find the R. R. Why is it whenever I go to look for a symbol, they disappear? It's like none of these are labeled. And since I can't find the R, and watch, I'm going to find the other symbol that I'm going to be looking for, and then I'll find the R. So I'm going to find this. Yep, and see, there's the R. Right there. And I literally just need 3. Somebody asked me if I was worried about running out of colors yet. I'm like, I'm only at the bottom. I'm not anywhere near the top. Like, I'm not even near the middle. I got like a quarter of this pretty much done. That's it. I haven't really gotten a chance to work on it. And I have a tester pattern that I have to finish up Wednesday, which is today that you're watching this. So I'm like, yeah, that's not, like, I'm not rushing through it. I actually want to sit back and enjoy it because I really, really like landscapes. And it's very confetti heavy, so it does slow me down, and I don't want to be pressured into finishing this quickly because there's no point. Why do I need to rush? What's the rush? Those other ones are going to be in that closet until I get to them, so there's no rush. That's the air freshener. So yeah. Good gravy. Have I really been talking about another half hour? Y'all can hang in there another half hour, right? Right. You're working on your project. What you working on? Write it down in the comments. I can't hear you folks. So yeah, it's been an off week, but it's winding down with Minna, and things will go back to what we consider normal with just the 2 little ones, which will now be weird because there will be only 2 little ones and not a little, or the 2 little ones and a big one. It was really nice having Minna around. It's nice that the little ones got to see their big sister again. It's nice that I got to spend a lot of time with her, surprisingly. We did have a couple of really good talks. And we talked about like her home life with her dad and stuff like that. And it was nice to sit down and talk to her. And we did have some issues, of course, because, you know, she is a teenager and, you know, changes with her body and all this fun stuff, you know, you're going to run into some issues. Where's that arrow sign? Because apparently I left one out. Maybe I can just stab it. Oh, it's on my finger. Put that back in there. So yeah, so it's been great having her around, and again, she loves watching me like do my videos and stuff. And where it's kind of weird because I'm not used to people actually wanting to watch me do my videos, because usually if I pull out my camera, the little ones are like, we're gonna go play. We don't want to watch this crap. So like they'll go play while I do videos, but Minna, she likes to watch, and I'm just like, you know, it's kind of boring, and she's like, no, I like seeing what you got. So it'll be weird when she leaves that, you know, there's not somebody sitting here watching me unbox things. So 39. I'm just glad that you guys got to actually talk to her and meet her and learn how fun she can be and how unfun she can be because she's so bored. And I love how nobody told me how teenagers are always just so bored. And I'm like racking my brain trying to like, I'm like one of those circus monkeys with the cymbals, trying to entertain her. And she's just like, oh my God, I'm so bored. I told her this evening that I was going to take her to a high school party and walk her in and be like, this is my daughter Minna, she's bored, let's party it up, see if it'd make her bored or any less bored. And she's like, no thank you. So we might do that tomorrow. Yeah, I'm one of those parents. I love embarrassing my children. It's awesome. Plus Maggie and Orion don't get embarrassed, they're too little. Minna, you know, I walk outside with sweatpants on and she's like, Mom, that's embarrassing, it's hot out. Girl, if you don't leave me alone, talk about it's embarrassing, you about to be embarrassed because it is hot out. I got a lot done. Did you get a lot done? I got a lot done. So yeah, so I will still be going live this week. I also finally have my storage video going up this week. It'll go up tomorrow, so you guys will see it Thursday. Or that'll be the next video after the one I'm putting up, or after this one. Because I don't know if some people watch these things in order or not. But I was thinking about it the other day, and it's funny because Minna said something about it. And she's like, you know, Mom, if you could have anything for your birthday, what would it be? And I'm like, that's the thing. There's really not a whole lot that I want for my birthday. I'm pretty sure Mr. Coffee will be smart enough to like just let me buy a Diamond Art Club or something. But other than that, there's not anything like per se in particular that I want for my birthday, and she's trying to figure it out now because she always asks me what she should get me for my birthday like a month ahead because it gives her time to think about what she wants to get me. And so usually she just gets me craft supplies, which is, you know, usually what I want. So I was like, well, you have a month to think about it because my birthday is not until the 23rd of August. So she has like a whole month to sit there and ponder what exactly she wants to get for me. So I thought that was cool that she actually remembered while she was here to ask me. And then she was like, then it's Maggie's birthday. And I was like, oh, good gravy. That's right. Maggie's birthday's right after mine. Maggie's birthday is September 7th. Or, no, I lied. Maggie's birthday is September 12th. And I'm like, oh, good gravy, that baby. She's not a baby anymore. So, yeah. But I think I'm actually going to call it quits, guys. I'm getting pretty tired. I would like to go lay down and go to sleep. Get some snuggle time in with my husband because, again, I don't get to see him during the day. So snuggle time is what I got to settle for. But I think I will be going live this week. Just because I'm going to need something to keep my mind preoccupied, and I don't want to sit here and worry and then regret not going live because, you know, they'll probably be stopping for the night because Mr. Coffee's not a machine, so he'll be probably stopping for the night around that time anyways. So I probably will go live. I might be a little bit later than normal, like by 5 minutes or so, but I'm not sure. Other than that, there should be a storage video going up this week. You guys know the Diamond Art Club has new releases coming out this weekend, so be ready for those. They showed a sneak peek on their pages on Instagram and Facebook, so if you have not seen it, go look at it. It is beautiful. So I can't wait to see what the other images will be. And then, what else? Here. I gotta make sure I laid all these down correctly because I don't want them. Okay, those are all good. I got one here. Nope. Put that back in there. Oh. But yeah. So it's been a crazy week, and I've been mentally struggling with the fact that Minna's leaving, and I don't want her to leave, but you know, I know she has to get back to her dad's and finish out the year with him before she comes back. And I don't like the fact that her dad offered, because like our arrangement is that she's gonna stay with him until next year, and then she'll finish middle school with him, and then because she still has next year left, and then she goes into high school. And so we made the deal that she would come out here for college, and he told her, you know, if you don't like the college, I'll pay for you to go to college. And I'm thinking to myself, you have 2 other kids on top of a step kid, who the step kid will probably be going to college, like possibly right after her, and you're offering to pay for college. I'm like, what is there not to like about college? I'm like, at this point, she doesn't like anything. So like, you telling her, you know, hey, if you don't like it, feel free to come back. I'll pay for it. You know, all right, fine. But she seems to still be interested in coming back. So we'll have to wait and see. It's just nerve-wracking because I'm like, we had a deal and you're reneging on the deal, which means reneging means you're going back on the deal and putting other, you know, plans into place. And I didn't like that he did that. But, you know, we're doing this to make her happy. So yeah. Green ABs. So yes, I posted a picture on my Instagram of the green ABs. And I think the ABs are a little bit heavier than normal drills because they sit differently. Like they all sit up and they're all uniform most of the time. But even shaking them around, you can feel that they're a little bit heavier than normal diamonds. But they're so sparkly. I can't believe I got those 2 lawn chairs done. From what I hear, a lot of the top part isn't as confetti heavy as the bottom. But the bottom's confetti heavy because you have like the sand and the sand. You got like the sand castle and the pelicans and everything. So, it's so smooth. Yes, I paint the. I pet the front and the back of my canvases. But I think I will let you guys go. So with that said, if you're not already a subscriber and would like to subscribe to hear more cool stories about my family and I, please feel free to hit that subscribe button and the bell to be notified anytime I decide to put up a random video because, you know, believe me, it's random, folks. With that said, I am going to bid you adieu. I'm probably going to finish this last little bottom section off before I go to bed, but I will bid you adieu and remind you guys, 1, thank you all for being so awesome, for your generosity, for the love you show my channel and everything. I cannot believe we hit 3,900 subscribers, and I say we because without you, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. So thank you all very much for being supportive of my channel, me and my family. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for all the generosity with sending me gifts and everything else. I can't thank you enough for that. Thank you guys so much for helping me hit 3,900 subscribers. Also, I won't be doing a giveaway for 3,900. I won't be doing another giveaway until I hit 5,000, and then that's going to be like a massive storage giveaway where I'll be giving away storage containers, and you'll see what storage containers I have in my stash, and I will be giving some of those storage containers away in the 5,000 subscriber giveaway, so look out for that. I still have another 1,100 subscribers to go before that happens, though, so I'm not looking for that to happen anytime soon, but if it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's cool. I just appreciate you guys being here with me through all of everything that's going on. I appreciate you guys showing my family the love, and I can't thank you guys enough, so thank you guys so very much. But I am going to let you go so that you can go live the rest of your lives and not hear me flapping my gums and chitter-chattering the entire time. So, as always, please do remember